Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to Little Mountain Ranch. I'm really happy to have you here with us today. So the other day I shared with you, if you missed it, I'll link the video up here, but that we had sunk 2 of our bulldozers in this area that we're trying to build a pond. And right now we have our logger down here with his excavator, and he has dug out in the front of it so that they can pull it out, and they think they're just going to be able to pop these out. So we're going to see. This is the situation as it stands right now. Bulldozers, excavator, and that's Torrin right there. He's been kind enough to let me film him. Thanks for letting me film! So Torrin also said that he was going to, once we get these moved, he's going to dig down a little bit and see the water situation. So what's been happening is that we have been clearing this area here to create more pastures. You can see all the work that they've done down here to get this all cleared and leveled. We'll be seeding this in the fall. So we found this area up in here behind where the bulldozers are that was really marshy, and there was cattails, and so we suspected that there was probably a spring right there, because we do have springs in this area, quite a few of them. Once we kind of started moving things around up here, we were able to see that the water was actually seeping out from the base of this mountain here, and so we were fairly confident that our theory that there was probably a spring here was actually going to be proven correct, and today is going to be the real test when we do a little bit more serious digging. Main farmyard and the house and everything is way over that way, and we actually have another spring over there, and we have gravity fed water down to our house and our garden and everything. So what we're hoping to be able to do here is to build a pond up over this way, and then because we're on a fairly significant slope going all the way down to where this new hayfield is going to be, that we're going to be able to have water from here, gravity flow with the weight of gravity, pushing it down this way so that we can actually irrigate down here. We will possibly need to put in a pump to be able to actually pump the water so we have enough flow to run sprinklers, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So they're going to tug that first bulldozer out over there. Crazy! Oh my goodness! Wow! Wow! Oh, I'll bet you Dan is so relieved right now. So what Dan was worried about is because there was so much water down there, that water was going to get into, I'm not really sure how it works, but somehow into the drums that run those tracks and then cause rust and issues there. So he must be so relieved. The other thing that I know he's relieved about is that it hasn't rained anymore. We had a ton of rain yesterday. You saw that when we were trying to pull out this bulldozer using a winch up to this tree, but the tree was not big enough to be able to pull it out. If we had kept trying, we would have actually pulled the tree right out of the ground. So anyway, this could not be better, this situation. So now he's going to use this big machine to clear all the dirt out from right here. That's crazy. I'm all for old-fashioned, slow, manual ways of doing things, but for land moving, there is just nothing like big machines. They're just incredible. So powerful. Look at that. Excavator, yeah. Dan really wants an excavator. In fact, he wants that. You want that excavator, right? Operating big machines like this is such an art form. It always amazes me what these guys can do. You just think that this area right here was filled with huge stumps and just all kinds of mess and roots and stuff not a month ago. And Dan has managed to completely clear it out using the bulldozers over here. And then with the grader down there, he's leveled it all, and now it's going to be ready for seeding. That's just incredible. I have such mad respect for the skill it takes to run machinery like this. I can run tractors and move hay bales and really simple things like that, plow a driveway. And I actually had a pretty bad accident on a tractor about 7 years ago now. maybe 7 years ago, where I was plowing our driveway and there was a log sticking out from the side that I didn't see, and it somehow smashed into the side of my ankle and wedged my leg against the tractor itself. And I wasn't the most experienced driver at that point, so I couldn't stop it in time, and it just basically kind of crushed my ankle. Thankfully, I just ended up with nerve damage in my foot. It didn't actually crush the bones, and I was so lucky. But it took, I think, 3 years for that nerve damage to actually heal. I had no feeling in one part of my foot. So having that accident gave me such an appreciation for, one, the power of machines like this and how quickly you can end up injured with them. And these guys work these machines all day, every day, and never get hurt. So mad respect. Oh my goodness, did you guys see that gigantic rock he just moved? Hard working men right there. Look at how stuck it is in the ground there. Oh my goodness. It's right out. Like it was coming out of butter. That's crazy. Wow. So that's what it was stuck in. Just clay mess. So this back over there, there's getting raindrops on the lens, but back over there where the cattails are in those trees, that's what made us first think that there was a spring here. So now I think the guys are going to do a little digging back in this area to see if we got water. There's definitely a spring there. It's just we've got to find it. I seriously just want to come up here and move all that soil down to my garden. This is the most gorgeous soil.
I think if the whole thing gets cleared out from the bank down to kind of where that pile is, there's a whole lot of water.
I think so. I hope so. It might be like our other spring where it just seeps out all the way along, Dan, like the one that feeds the house. Oh, look. Just started. See over on the other side?
Yeah, there it is.
Hey, Dan, come see. Yep. Look at that. Can you see that? There is a definite flow coming out there. That's exciting.
I'm curious.
Dan, it's actually, you should see it just kind of caved in on one side, and there's a little stream coming out over here. Definitely right, this spot right here.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the magic.
He was saying he'll have to get his dig bucket on.
Oh, to dig it?
To make it
like, actually, yeah.
And then he needs a whole bunch of stumps.
To climb on?
Yeah. So I'm going to go stump clear up here.
You're gonna go find some stumps?
I'd say it's right over there.
Yeah, look, Dan.
Look.
See?
Oh. Just create an opening and release pressure, right?
Yeah, it's all of a sudden.
You definitely found it there. I'm pretty sure that at the lowest spot there where the soil just keeps going down, there'll be even more. That's a pretty good stream.
That is not bad.
More and more every second.
I wonder if I can actually get over on the top of that. Okay, friends, we got the bulldozers out, dug this area out here with the help of this fine young man right here. His name's Torrin. And look, there is a spring, an actual flow of water coming out from that hole. I am so excited right now. Oh my goodness. And check out this gorgeous soil that we just dug out of here. When I say we, I mean this guy with that big machine right there. So now it's just going to be a matter of digging. So what Torrin was saying he needs is a bunch of logs and stumps to come in so he can bring the machine up onto them and then reach all the way back over here to dig this whole entire area out. So this is going to be a bit of a project, but I'll make sure that we bring you along for it because it's going to be so fun. This kind of thing just, I live for this kind of stuff. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Dad and I have this dream of building our retirement house up here with this incredible view here. And now that we have a water source here, that's basically cinched it for us that that's what we're going to do. And then turn the main house into some kind of lodge type of thing down the road. Wouldn't that be amazing? Now that it's confirmed that the spring's there, it almost feels worth it that we lost a day of work with these bulldozers being sunk in the mud, because we wouldn't have started digging up here yet until the logging was done. But now that we know it's here for sure, that is just so exciting. So what we're going to do now is these guys are going to get back to work with all the land clearing that they're doing, and I am going to head back down and get some lunch going in the house, and then we are going to go out and pick some wild roses together and make some wild rose jelly. So a little bit of a change of plans. We ended up going to town yesterday afternoon, went to the nursery to get some more plants, picked up Alex from the vet because she was spayed yesterday. So now it is the next day. It's around 8:30 in the morning, and Dan and I are heading up to see how much water collected in the hole that we dug yesterday. This is very exciting. And after we're done that, you and I will go and pick some roses and head down to the kitchen and make some rose jelly. What a beautiful day today, isn't it? Just gorgeous. All right, let's hike up here and see what we have. Dan came out here last night and started to clear the area all around here and has kind of a plan on how we're going to be able to get that big excavator up to be able to clear this, because we actually have to go all the way to the base of the mountain and it's pretty marshy in there. So they're going to kind of make platforms with logs. I think maybe I mentioned that yesterday. But he's just clearing out the area so that they can actually get logs in here. This is a tree that Dan knocked over back here last night, but look at all of this water. It's full. Wow. So exciting. And the fact that it's already clearing up. And this could be a beautiful pond. So this is, maybe somebody can tell me if there's anybody out there that knows a lot about ponds and building ponds. This is spring fed, right? Yeah. So there's going to be water flow coming in and water flow coming out. But I'm wondering, and Dan was just asking this too, if we put a fountain, so this is going to be a much larger pond. This is of course just the small little hole that we dug yesterday. But if once we get the big pond in it, if we should put like a solar fountain or something like that to keep the water aerated so it doesn't get super scummy. It'd just be so beautiful too. So beautiful. Especially with our cabin sitting over here that we're gonna build. So I had wanted to bring up a bucket so I could get some of this black soil and plant a few things in it, because I went to the nursery, like I was saying, and got some more plants, and I want to plant in it and just see how the plants do, because I suspect they're going to do very, very well in that gorgeous soil. I have lots of cleanup to do. I can't believe how much you've cleared in. So this is where the spring is, right here. And this is the area that Dan's clearing, hoping that Torrin can come in on the side and work at it from this way to build the pond. Wow. This is going to be just another really quickly beautiful meadow. It will be. So you're saying it's going so quickly because the ground's so soft up here? Yeah, just the stumps just pop out. Nice. I'm going to take a little wander down this way, and this is another area that we're building a little meadow for grazing our cattle. So the other ones that I just showed you, we're actually making those into hay pasture so that we can have more hay. We want to be self-sufficient for hay as much as we can. We are hoping to increase our cattle herd to 20 beef cows. Our property can only sustain probably around 20 beef cows, and there's not a lot of rangeland around us that's not already occupied. So we basically are kind of limited to the number of cows that we can run, but 20 would be kind of the perfect number. But we currently don't have enough hay for that many cows. So making more hay is going to be fantastic. And now that we have that water there, friends, I cannot express to you how amazing it is to find that water. Do you remember when I shared with you when we found that the gravel pit and how amazing that was? And that was like hitting the homestead jackpot. That's actually what this road is made out of, is the gravel from our gravel pit. But finding water is even more incredible, or maybe equally. I would say Dan would probably say equally, because the gravel has been amazing and completely transformed our property. But having the water is it just expands what we can do on our property, because our water, so our spring that feeds the house, is up over on this side, which is way on the other side of the property, and there's not enough flow to irrigate those back pastures. So now hopefully we're gonna have enough water to do that. There's Aster right there. Cutie. Hi, love. How are you? You coming to say hi? You are just the sweetest girl, aren't you? Such a sweet girl. And Aster. Hi, love. How are you? Hi. You're such a cutie. I love those wrinkles above her eyes. Let's fill your trough, girls. This is our first time ever using a solar charger. Whoops, my hose just came out of there. And so far it's working really, really well. It's a huge area that we have the hot wire run, and it's doing great. Got this one from Princess Auto, which is where I buy just about all my farm stuff. These are the wild roses. Aren't they beautiful? And they smell just incredible. I wish I could let you smell them. They smell amazing. So I'm just planning on making 2 pints of the jelly. So I don't need that many rose petals, but I'm going to collect as many as I can off of this bush. And if we don't have enough from here, we'll go and find another one, because we have lots of them all over the property. All right, here we are back in the house, and I have steeped the rose petals in some hot water. Look at that gorgeous color. Isn't that beautiful? I added a little bit of lemon juice as well. And I wanted to show you the chive blossom vinegar that we did the other day. Look at the color of that. I feel like the color of the vinegar itself is almost more vibrant than the flowers were, and more fuchsia instead of purple. Isn't that gorgeous? So we still have a few weeks of this sitting before it's going to be ready, but this we can now strain. So we're gonna strain it using some cheesecloth folded over a couple of times and a strainer here. And we will hang this to drip for a couple of minutes. Oh, the smell. Oh my goodness. It smells amazing. So we're just gonna leave that to drip there while we work on getting our Pomona's pectin. So I use Pomona's pectin because I don't have to use as much sugar with it. Some people, wow, that's really noisy. Let's move the strainer, shall we? So some people don't like the way that it gels, because it gels a little bit more kind of thickly, and some people think rubbery than regular pectin does, but I don't find that to be an issue. And I like the fact that I can adjust the amount of sugar in my recipes. Usually with regular pectin, you need a high quantity of sugar in order for it to gel, whereas with Pomona's pectin, it's actually the calcium, which is what we're going to use our mix up right now, that causes it to gel. So we have a half a cup of water here and a half a teaspoon of our calcium. We're going to dissolve that in our water, set that aside. We're going to measure out a cup and a half of organic cane sugar here. There we go. One of the things that is important when using Pomona's pectin is that you want to mix the pectin in with some of your sweetener. Usually I just take a half a cup out or so and mix the pectin into that, because if you add the pectin straight to when you're boiling your liquids and your sugars together, this sugar here, that liquid there, it will get lumpy. So this is a really important step. So we're gonna add 3.5 teaspoons of our pectin. And then we're gonna mix that pectin in to the sugar really well. And this recipe is actually off of the Pomona's website. It's also in the Pomona's Pectin cookbook, which you can get on Amazon. Okay, so we're gonna need 4 cups of this infused water. And we're gonna add half a cup of lemon juice to this. The color of this is just beautiful. So all we need to do now is to mix all of this together, bring it to a boil. We're going to boil it for 1 to 2 minutes until the pectin is dissolved. And when the jelly comes back up to a boil, once the jelly returns to a full boil, we'll remove it from the heat and fill our jars. So I have some little half pint, pretty little jars here. I'm thinking of this for gifts to give to people, just because it's kind of unique and it smells incredible and tastes really good too. Darn it, I forgot to add the calcium water when I was supposed to. So now we're gonna add it here. We need 3.5 teaspoons, and hopefully that's gonna work. Whoops! So I should have added this in with the juice at the beginning. So if this doesn't set, then we're gonna end up with some nice rose syrup. Okay, so we're just gonna move this off the heat here, and we're just gonna skim off the foam off the top. Now it does look like it's gonna set up, so that's good. Can usually tell when I skim the foam off, it starts to set up on the spoon. All right, let's call that good. Color of this is just gorgeous. And we're gonna get 5 perfect half pints. So now we're gonna steam can this for 10 minutes, and I'll be back with you to show you the finished product. There is our beautiful jelly. I just want to be very careful here. It is just so beautiful. So I do find with jelly that leaving it to sit for at least 24 hours is really important for a good set. And sometimes even after 12 hours, it can look like it's not going to set up. And then come morning, it's usually always set. The best way I can describe wild rose jelly is that it has the lemony flavor, of course, from the added lemon. So it's kind of a lemony, floral, just really beautiful and very light tasting jelly. And then of course it kind of smells like roses, so it's a really interesting experience, and I think it will make some really nice gifts for Christmas. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us today. We have so many cool projects over the summer to share with you, so I hope you'll stick around for that. I also hope you enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.